Your soulmate is hiding a decision, and it's about you. My beloved child, listen carefully, because there is something unfolding beneath the surface that you may not be able to see yet. There is a decision being carried quietly inside the heart of the person whose energy has been connected to yours in ways neither of you may fully understand. They have not spoken everything they feel. They have not revealed everything they have been thinking. They may appear calm on the outside, distant at times, distracted, or even completely silent, but silence does not always mean emptiness. Sometimes silence is where the biggest decisions are being made. My beloved child, your soulmate has been thinking deeply about you, about what happened between you, about what could still happen, and about the possibility that the connection between you is not something they can simply walk away from. They may have tried to convince themselves that distance would make the feelings disappear. They may have told themselves that time would make everything easier. They may have attempted to focus on other responsibilities, other people, other priorities, and other parts of life. Yet something inside them keeps bringing them back to the same question: what am I going to do about this connection? My beloved child, that question has become difficult for them to ignore. They are standing at an emotional crossroads. One direction represents the familiar life they have known, the choices they have already made, the comfort of remaining where they are, and the fear of changing anything. The other direction represents vulnerability, honesty, courage, and the possibility of coming closer to you. They know that choosing the second path could require them to confront emotions they have been avoiding for a long time. They know they may have to admit things they once denied. They know they may have to change their behavior. They know they may have to stop hiding behind silence. And that is why they are taking their time. My beloved child, do not mistake their hesitation for a lack of feeling. Sometimes a person hesitates precisely because the feeling has become too important to treat casually. They are not necessarily deciding whether they care about you. Somewhere deep within themselves, they already know that they do. Their real decision is whether they are brave enough to act according to what their heart has been telling them. There have been moments when they almost reached out. There have been moments when they opened a message, looked at your name, thought about what they could say, and then closed everything again. There have been moments when a memory of you appeared unexpectedly and changed their mood. They may have heard a song, visited a familiar place, seen something that reminded them of you, or experienced a moment that suddenly made them realize how much your presence affected their life. My beloved child, they have been having private conversations with themselves about you. They may never tell anyone how often your name crosses their mind. They may never reveal how many times they have imagined a conversation with you. They may never admit how many possible futures they have silently considered. But inside their mind, the story has not ended. In fact, something may be beginning to become clearer. They are realizing that avoiding the connection does not necessarily make it disappear. They are realizing that pretending not to care does not remove the feeling. They are realizing that distance can create longing instead of closure. And they are realizing that if they continue waiting forever, there may come a moment when you finally stop waiting too. That realization has been powerful. My beloved child, there is a difference between someone who is uncertain about you and someone who is afraid of what choosing you might change. Your soulmate may be dealing with the second kind of fear. They may know exactly how significant you are, but significance creates responsibility. When someone realizes that another person genuinely matters to them, they can no longer treat the connection like a temporary emotion. They have to ask themselves whether they are prepared to be honest. They have to ask whether they can show up consistently. They have to ask whether they can let go of old patterns. They have to ask whether they can give the connection the respect it deserves. And those questions can be frightening. My beloved child, perhaps you have wondered why things have not moved faster. Perhaps you have looked at the silence and asked yourself whether you imagined the connection. Perhaps you have wondered whether your soulmate has forgotten you. Perhaps you have even questioned your own worth because their actions did not match what your heart felt. But hear this clearly, another person's hesitation is not a measurement of your value. Their fear does not define your worth. Their silence does not erase your significance. You are not required to chase someone into choosing you. You are not required to prove that you are worthy of love. You are not required to beg someone to recognize what is already valuable. Your role is to remain grounded in who you are. My beloved child, if this connection is meant to move forward, it must move forward through mutual courage, not one-sided effort. Your soulmate has their own emotional journey to complete. You cannot complete it for them. You cannot force them to become ready. You cannot make their decision for them. What you can do is protect your peace while allowing them the space to confront their own heart. And something about your growing independence may be affecting them more than you realize. They may have sensed that you are no longer standing exactly where they left you. They may have noticed that your energy has changed. You may be becoming calmer. You may be focusing more on yourself. You may be healing from old disappointments. You may be building a life that does not depend on their arrival. And strangely, that can make a person realize what they might lose. When they believed you would always be there, they could postpone the decision. When they begin to sense that you may actually continue forward without them, the urgency becomes real. My beloved child, that is why the decision they are hiding may be connected to you. They are not simply deciding whether to contact you. They may be deciding whether to stop running from their own emotions. They may be deciding whether to finally become honest. They may be deciding whether to leave behind an old pattern that kept them emotionally unavailable. They may be deciding whether to create space for something meaningful. They may be deciding whether to take one courageous step toward you. And although you cannot know exactly what they will choose until they act, you can recognize the larger lesson unfolding in your own life. You are being reminded not to abandon yourself while waiting for someone else. My beloved child, you deserve a love that does not require you to constantly decode silence. You deserve communication. You deserve respect. You deserve consistency. You deserve someone who can meet you with clarity rather than leaving you trapped inside endless uncertainty. If your soulmate truly wants to build something with you, their decision must eventually become visible through action. Words may begin the journey, but consistent actions are what make the journey real. So do not allow your imagination to carry the entire relationship. Let reality speak. Let behavior speak. Let time reveal what is genuine. My beloved child, there may be a reason they have not revealed their decision yet. They may be trying to understand whether they can actually change. They may be reviewing their past choices and recognizing where fear controlled them. They may be realizing that some of the walls they built were never protecting them from pain, those walls were also keeping love outside. They may be recognizing that they blamed circumstances when the deeper issue was fear. They may be realizing that they pushed away something meaningful because they were afraid of how deeply it affected them. There may have been moments when your openness frightened them because it exposed parts of themselves they preferred to hide. Your presence may have made them feel seen. And being truly seen can be uncomfortable for someone who has spent years protecting their emotions. My beloved child, sometimes a soulmate connection becomes powerful because it forces two people to confront themselves. It is not always simply about romance. It can become a mirror. Your connection may have shown them where they were emotionally unavailable, where they were afraid, where they were avoiding difficult conversations, where they were settling for comfort, and where they were not living according to their deepest truth. That is why they may be moving slowly. They are not just deciding about another person. They are deciding about the version of themselves they are willing to become. And you, beloved child, are also being transformed through this experience. You are learning patience without losing yourself. You are learning hope without abandoning reality. You are learning to love without chasing. You are learning that your peace cannot depend entirely on another person's decision. You are learning that sometimes the greatest act of love is allowing another person to choose freely while choosing yourself at the same time. My beloved child, there is power in that position. When you stop trying to control the outcome, you reclaim your energy. When you stop checking every sign for proof, you become more present in your own life. When you stop asking whether they are thinking about you every minute, you begin asking whether the life you are building is fulfilling you. And that shift can change everything. Your soulmate may sense that change. They may realize that the person they once assumed would remain emo may take a quieter step toward rebuilding trust. You cannot know the exact form before it happens. What matters is that you remain emotionally prepared without becoming obsessed with the outcome. The moment their decision becomes action, you will have new information. Until then, do not punish yourself with endless speculation. My beloved child, you have spent enough time wondering whether you are remembered. Instead, remember yourself. Remember the person you were before uncertainty consumed your thoughts. Remember your dreams. Remember your creativity. Remember your laughter. Remember your purpose. Remember the people who love you genuinely. Remember that your future is larger than one relationship. Your soulmate may be part of your story, but your entire identity does not depend on their decision. This is important because real love should add to your life, not erase you from it. My beloved child, perhaps this period of silence has actually been preparing both of you. You are learning self-worth. They are learning courage. You are learning boundaries. They are learning honesty. You are learning how to release control. They are learning how to take responsibility. And if the two paths eventually meet again, the connection can be approached from a healthier place. Not from desperation. Not from fear. Not from fantasy. But from mutual choice. That is the kind of connection worth building. My beloved child, there is also something you need to release, the belief that you must know everything right now. You do not need every answer tonight. You do not need to know what they are doing at every moment. You do not need to know whether they have already made the decision. You do not need to decode every coincidence. Give life room to reveal itself. Some answers become clear only after enough time has passed. Some decisions become visible through repeated behavior. Some truths become undeniable when the person finally speaks. Let time work. My beloved child, if they truly value you, they will eventually have to confront the distance between what they feel and what they do. That gap cannot remain forever. A person can hide feelings for a while. They can hide intentions for a while. They can postpone conversations for a while. But eventually reality demands a choice. And when that moment comes, their actions will tell you more than any prediction ever could. So remain calm. Do not panic. Do not chase. Do not abandon your standards. Do not let uncertainty convince you that you are unlovable. You are worthy of a love that is clear enough to recognize and strong enough to sustain. My beloved child, the decision may be hidden today, but your worth is not hidden. The future may be uncertain, but your ability to choose yourself is not uncertain. Their next move may be unknown, but your next step can be clear. Continue growing, continue healing, continue living, and continue becoming the strongest and most peaceful version of yourself. If your soulmate is truly preparing to choose a different path with you, let them walk that path through action. Let them show you. Let them speak. Let them demonstrate consistency. And if they need courage, let them find it themselves. You can welcome healthy love without chasing it. My beloved child, there is a quiet power in refusing to force what is meant to unfold naturally. Sometimes the greatest shift happens when you stop pushing. Sometimes the person who has been running begins to slow down because there is no longer anyone chasing them. Sometimes the silence gives them enough room to hear the truth inside themselves. And perhaps your soulmate is hearing that truth now. Perhaps they are realizing that the connection matters. Perhaps they are recognizing that their fear has cost them time. Perhaps they are considering what it would mean to come forward honestly. Perhaps they are asking themselves whether they are ready to risk vulnerability. Whatever the answer becomes, you do not need to fear it. Because you are becoming strong enough to handle truth, whatever that truth may be. My beloved child, trust yourself. Trust your ability to observe. Trust your ability to set boundaries. Trust your ability to walk away from confusion. Trust your ability to receive love when it comes with clarity. Trust that you do not have to convince someone of your value. The right person will not need endless persuasion to understand that you matter. And if your soulmate chooses to step forward, let that choice be supported by real effort. Let the hidden decision become a visible commitment to honesty, respect, and consistency. My beloved child, perhaps this is the real message behind everything you have experienced. You were never supposed to lose yourself while waiting for someone else to find themselves. You were never supposed to shrink your standards to accommodate another person's fear. You were never supposed to spend every night questioning whether you are enough. You are enough. You have always been enough. Their readiness is separate from your worth. Their timing is separate from your value. Their courage is separate from your lovability. Let them handle their side of the journey while you handle yours. And if the moment comes when they finally reveal the decision they have been hiding, meet that moment with calmness. Do not rush. Listen carefully. Watch what they do after they speak. Let consistency become the proof. My beloved child, the connection you feel may be meaningful, but meaning does not remove the need for healthy choices. A real future requires two people willing to participate. So allow your soulmate the dignity of making their own decision, and allow yourself the dignity of accepting whatever reality reveals. You do not have to fear the truth because the truth will free you from uncertainty. If they choose you with sincerity, you will know what to explore next. If they remain unavailable, you will know what to release. Either way, you move forward. Either way, you grow. Either way, you remain whole. My beloved child, tonight, release the need to control the hidden decision. Let your heart breathe. Let your mind rest. Let the future unfold without forcing it. Your life is not on pause. Your story is not waiting for another person to begin. You are already moving into a new chapter of self-respect, clarity, and emotional strength. And if your soulmate is truly making a decision about you, let them make it with courage. Let them come forward when they are ready to be honest. Let them demonstrate what their heart has been trying to say. Until then, keep your light. Keep your peace. Keep your standards. Keep living. My beloved child, what is hidden today does not have to remain hidden forever. Decisions eventually become actions. Feelings eventually demand honesty. And when that moment arrives, you will not need to chase the answer. The answer will reveal itself through what they choose to do. Until then, remember this: you are not waiting to become worthy of love. You are already worthy. You are not waiting for someone to give you value. You already carry value. You are not waiting for someone to complete your life. Your life is already yours. And if your soulmate chooses to walk beside you, let them come as a partner, not as someone you must carry. My beloved child, breathe deeply, release the fear, and trust the strength you are building within yourself. The hidden decision belongs to them, but your peace belongs to you. Protect it. Honor it. And continue forward with your heart open, your eyes clear, and your spirit strong.